The wealth of the world's most renowned artists is often overlooked by the general public. Millionaires and even billionaires may be found among the world's wealthiest artists because of their innovative approaches to painting and unusual materials. Discover how the most successful artists in the world made their millions and made history with their groundbreaking works of art. Number 1. John Curran, worth $1.4 billion. As a result of the high demand for his distinctive style, artist John Curran has amassed a fortune of $1.4 billion, making him the wealthiest painter in the world. His creations have a bizarre, unsettling vibe that has been compared to a mashup of Salvador Dali and Margaret Keane. His paintings combine photorealism with distorted perspective, particularly when depicting the human form. Audiences are both captivated and baffled by these works of art. Curran's tremendous success and hefty net worth may be attributed to his capacity to produce such odd works, which can only come from a person with a mind as unique as his. Curran's single piece of art, Nice and Easy, sold for $12 million, his single most expensive painting. Number 2. Ed Ruscha. Today, Ruscha's estimated net worth is $1.2 billion. Ed Ruscha was from a working-class family in the Midwest. He spent the first many decades of his life in Oklahoma, despite being born in Omaha, Nebraska. Soon after, Ruscha relocated to Los Angeles, where he enrolled at the Chouinard Painting Institute to further his art education. Ruscha's painting often used text, words, and phrases, and showed the influence of the pop art movement of the 1960s. Although he became famous for his word visuals, Ruscha was capable of much more. Although he is most known for his oil paintings, Ruscha also dabbled with photography and cinema, never to shy away from trying new things. Ruscha often included edible and otherwise non-traditional elements into his compositions. The most expensive piece of art ever created is Hurting the Word Radio No. 2, selling for $52.5 million. Number 3. Gerhard Richter. Our third artist on our list has a net worth of $830 million, possessing just over half of John Curran's current net worth. Gerhard Richter is the third wealthiest painter in the world. He uses an abstract style reminiscent of Jackson Pollock's full kaleidoscope of colors and forms. The pieces stand out amid a sea of other artists because of their use of striking, attention-grabbing hues like blazing reds and Norwegian blues. Some are done in a cheery mustard hue with symmetrical designs, while others have a more chaotic feel and elicit powerful feelings. His most financially successful piece of art was Abstraktes Bild, which went for a whopping $214.6 million. Number 4. Jeff Koons. As of today, Koons boasts a net worth of $500 million. Even if you're not well-versed in the who's who of the art world, you probably still know who Jeff Koons is. Koons is well known for his innovative use of texture in his sculptures, which often resemble genuine balloons or balloon animals. Although he is most recognized for his sculptures, he also works in other media, including paint. Balloon Dog is the most well-known of his works. The surrealism and dreamlike quality of his paintings are reminiscent of those by Salvador Dali, calling to mind the top art of Andy Warhol. His modern artwork is arresting and puzzling, leaving the observer with more questions than answers. His most celebrated work, Rabbit, has been valued at $91 million. Number 5. Damien Hirst. The world-renowned abstract artist has a net worth of $385 million. Colorful and abstract, Damien Hirst's paintings often use aspects from nature, also including surrealist motifs. Cherry blossom trees and polka dots are frequent sources of inspiration for his powerful but understated paintings, which evoke joy and modesty. His paintings are well-liked because they give off an uplifting but layered vibe that makes one feel at home, even when they can't quite put their finger on why. His paintings are masterful examples of controlled chaos, fusing together a plethora of hues and kinetic energy in a manner that seems both methodical and intuitively created. Hirst's most expensive piece, Lullaby Spring, sold for $19.2 million. Number 6. Dave Cho. The American artist Dave Cho has a net worth of $300 million. With each fresh viewing, David Cho's colorful and intricate artwork reveals a new layer of complexity. They usually take the form of portraits, sometimes of well-known figures like Anthony Bourdain. They blend aspects of conventional portraiture with those of street art, such as graffiti and pop art, such that the colors never match those of the actual thing. To portray individuals, he uses realistic techniques, such as blurred brushwork or overlapping patterns that give the impression of a mask. The chaos of the world and the manifestation of human feeling are themes he hopes to explore in his work. In 2004, David was hired by Facebook to paint their new office with murals. He was offered $60,000 in cash or shares in Facebook. David hated the social media websites at the time and wanted the money, but Sean Parker, the first president of Facebook, convinced him to take the shares. Those shares, when Facebook went public, made David $200 million. Number 7. Jasper Johns. Here's another artist with a $300 million fortune. Artist Jasper Johns of the United States is sometimes compared to Andy Warhol, since he too uses stock images and symbols like the American flag, numerals, and letters in his work. Although works of this sort of contemporary art often provoke responses to current events, they typically retain their effectiveness even as the world and people's lives evolve. Also, by combining several thin lines, he creates expansive designs that are both striking from afar and calming when seen in greater detail. Many people like having his paintings in their homes because of the commanding but soothing atmosphere he creates. John's most expensive piece of work, Flag, sold for $36 million in 1984. Number 8. Andrew Vicari. Our number 8 artist has a very respectable net worth of $210 million. Andrew Vicari spent his formative years in Wales, but has lived in France for the most part of his adult life. Artist Andrew Vicari became recognized for his portrayals of well-known figures. Because of his penchant for depicting heads of state and other dignitaries, he dubbed himself the Painter of Kings. In his later years, Vicari sold Prince Khalid 125 paintings from the First Gulf War for £17 million. Evidently, Andrew Vicari accumulated a lot of money over the course of his life, but there are whispers that he declared bankruptcy and may have lost it all. His first Gulf War collection sold for $20 million, Vicari's best-selling work. Number 9. Anish Kapoor. In terms of wealth, Kapoor comes in at number 9 with $182 million. Since Anish Kapoor often used crimson and black to construct his chaotic but well-crafted works of art, they may give the impression of violence and terror. Many viewers also read sexual undertones into his painting, seeing images of female genitalia. The unconventional textures and distorted canvases he employs to bring his paintings to life are another way in which he breaks away from the norm of the traditional artist's canvas. People's first gut emotions to the paintings might range from aggression and panic to beauty and complexity. Kapoor's most expensive piece of art is Cloud Gate, which sold for $23 million. Number 10. David Hockney. In the 10th spot, we have David Hockney with an estimated total worth of $150 million. David Hockney's paintings have broken records at auctions and made their way into popular culture, making him one of the most well-known artists working today. He thinks a lot about how one's inner kid and one's adult self are intertwined to form one who is as an artist or a person. His humanistic paintings are bright and gentle, and they generally feature individuals going about their daily lives. Hockney's dramatic paintings and drawings give even commonplace activities, such as a group of people dancing in a circle or a swimmer in a pool, new significance and depth. Hockney's Portrait of an Artist sold for an astounding $90.3 million, which holds the record for the most expensive artwork. Bonus artist number 11, Takashi Murakami. Our bonus artist has a net worth of $100 million. The remarkable modern artist from Japan has seen a rapid ascent to popularity. His work with famous people, businesses, and bands is probably what pushed him into the spotlight. Murakami was included in Time's annual list of the 100 most influential people in the world in 2008. Murakami was one of the first modern painters to successfully merge elements of Japanese tradition with popular culture. He has done work for major fashion houses such as Off-White and Louis Vuitton, designing their items. Pharrell Williams, Kanye West, and Justin Bieber are just a few of the notable musicians he has worked with. His most expensive piece of art is My Lonesome Cowboy, which sold for $15 million. The world's wealthiest artists make their fortunes thanks to innovative concepts and stunning media that entice buyers to part with millions. A rich art collector, however, would not think twice about bidding on a work by such an artist at an auction, even if the average person would be hard-pressed to come up with the almost $100 million required to purchase it. All of these creative types have overcome the stereotype of the impoverished artist and gone on to become very wealthy.